Hello and welcome back to Stock Market Encyclopedia. Here we cover news highlights from the day. Piramal Enterprises slips 10% to trigger temporary freeze. Muthoot Finance recovers more than 6% from lows. Apollo Hospitals recovers nearly 4.50% of day's low. Page Industries share price gained the most since 7th October 21. Share price opened above 100 TMA level, crossed above 50 TMA intraday. ONGC trades at day's low ahead of results, more than 9% of day's high. Bharti Airtel trading near day's low, nearly 3% of day's high. Coal India trading nearly day's low, 4% of day's high. Q4 earnings of some of the companies for today. Q4 earnings of India Cements, net loss 237 million rupees versus 716 million YOY. Estimate 340 million, 33 million QOQ. Mrs. estimates poor YOY, poor QOQ. Revenue 13.91 billion rupees versus 14.5 billion YOY, 11.09 billion QOQ. Moving forward, Q4 earnings of Ruchi Soya, net profit down 25.4% at 234.4 crore versus 314.3 crore YOY. Revenue of 37.7% at 6,663.7 crore versus 4,838.5 crore YOY. EBITDA up 62.7% at 406.1 crore versus 249.6 crore YOY. EBITDA margin at 6.1% versus 5.2% YOY. Q4 earnings of Godrej Industries, profit at 227.3 crore versus loss of 15.79 crore YOY. Revenue 70.3% at 4,444.8 crore versus rupees 2,610.6 crore YOY. EBITDA 490.10 crore versus EBITDA loss of 16.1 crore YOY, margin at 11.03%. Q4 earnings of BEML, net profit down 15.5% at 133.4 crore versus 157.8 crore YOY. Revenue down 6.8% at 1,683.6 crore versus 1,805.7 crore YOY. EBITDA up 11.1% at 229.7 crore versus 206.7 crore YOY. EBITDA margin at 13.6% versus 11.5% YOY. Q4 earnings of BCL Industries, net profit at 239 million versus 137 million YOY, 242 million QOQ. Revenue at 5.08 billion versus 4.3 billion YOY, 5.65 billion QOQ. EBITDA at 385 million versus 262 million YOY, margin at 7.6% versus 6.08% YOY. Q4 earnings of PSP Projects, net profit up 32.3% at 55.2 crore versus 41.7 crore YOY. Revenue up 10.8% at 554.6 crore versus 500.7 crore YOY. EBITDA 40.2% at 88.3 crore versus 63 crore YOY. EBITDA margin at 15.9% versus 12.6% YOY. Q4 earnings of Power Industries, profit up 73.5% at rupees 82.6 crore versus rupees 47.6 crore YOY. Revenue up 58.6% at rupees 3,012.4 crore versus rupees 1,899.4 crore YOY. EBITDA up 66.2% at rupees 173.5 crore versus rupees 104.4 crore YOY, margin at 5.76% versus 5.50% YOY. Q4 earnings of Rashtriya Chemicals and Fertilizers, net profit up 38.3% at 212.3 crore versus 153.5 crore YOY. Revenue of 79.1% at 4,110 crore versus 2,295.3 crore YOY. EBITDA 43.4% at 343.5 crore versus 239.6 crore YOY. EBITDA margin at 8.4% versus 10.4% YOY. Q4 earnings of Man Industries, net profit up 2.5% at rupees 26.5 crore versus 25.9 crore YOY. Revenue up 13.7% at 613.8 crore versus rupees 540.1 crore YOY. EBITDA down 2.3% at rupees 40.7 crore versus rupees 41.6 crore YOY. Margins at 6.6% versus 7.7% YOY. Q4 earnings of GAIL, net profit at 27 billion versus 32.9 billion QOQ. Revenue at 270 billion versus 257.5 billion QOQ. EBITDA at 37 billion versus 25.6 billion QOQ. Margins at 13.77% versus 12.8% QOQ. Q4 earnings of Cobra, net profit up 16% at 17.51 crore YOY, down 12% QOQ. Revenue up 2% at 142 crore YOY, up 8% QOQ. EBIT up 39% at 26 crore YOY, down 1% QOQ. Margins at 18.8% versus 13.2% YOY, 20.56% QOQ. Q4 earnings of Unichem Laboratories. Net profit at 71.47 versus net loss at 0.4 crore YOY. Revenue up 35% at 370 crore versus 274.1 crore YOY. EBITDA at 68.48 crore versus 19.04 crore YOY. Margin at 18.51% versus 6.95% YOY. Q4 earnings of Oil India. Net profit up 123% at 2,117 crore YOY, up 63% QOQ. Revenue up 36% at 8,869 crore YOY, up 15% QOQ. EBITDA up 103% at 3,829 crore YOY, up 74% QOQ. Margins at 43.17% versus 28.9% YOY, 28.5% QOQ. Q4 earnings of Sunflag Iron. Net profit down 49% at 40 crore YOY, down 4% QOQ. Revenue up 17% at 647 crore YOY, down 7% QOQ. EBITDA down 24% at 78 crore YOY, down 10% QOQ. Margins at 12.11% versus 18.7% YOY, 12.6% QOQ. Q4 earnings of Nykaa. Net profit down 49% at 8.6 crore YOY, down 70% QOQ. Revenue up 32% at 973 crore YOY, down 11% QOQ. EBITDA down 13% at 38 crore YOY, down 44% QOQ. Margins at 3.95% versus 5.95% YOY, 6.2% QOQ. Q4 earnings of JSW Steel. Net profit down 93% at 3,234 crore YOY, down 26% QOQ. Revenue up 77% at 46,895 crore YOY, up 25% QOQ. EBITDA 15% at 9,184 crore YOY, up 8% QOQ. Margins at 19.5% versus 30.08% YOY, 22.7% QOQ. Looking at the market at close, Nifty gains second week in a row, led by HDFC Group stocks. HDFC Life, HDFC and HDFC Bank gain more than 5% each this week. Nifty Bank gained second weeks in a row to post best week since 3rd April. Kotak and HDFC Bank gain over 5% each. Nifty small cap and mid cap resume decline, closed lower 6 out of last 7 weeks. Nifty Metal worst sector of the week, declines 6 out of last 7 weeks. Looking at our top 0 for today, we can see that Apollo Hospital is up nearly 6%, Tech Mahindra is up nearly 5%, HDFC Life was up nearly 4%, Hero MotoCorp was up nearly 4%, IndusInd Bank was up nearly 3.10%. Looking at the market at close, you can see that Nifty 50 closed at 16,352.50 with a change of 1.13%. Sensex closed at 54,884.66 with a change of 1.17%. Nifty Bank closed at 35,613.30 with a change of 1.48%. That was all for today. Hope you all had an amazing and a profitable day.